Hey everybody, Justin from Playing Board Games here. If you haven't seen any of our Arkham Horror stuff, you'll know that we play a lot of Arkham Horror on this channel. And I've tried to do a few of these solo series to get them going off the ground, but none of them have actually gone running. And I think it's because I just kind of lose interest in my deck. Solo is very difficult for Arkham Horror, so I'm trying to circumvent that with this game, which I will get to. But first, let's talk about Finn Edwards. You can see Finn over here. That's who I'm playing. His ability is there. You can see my deck list over here. My theme for this deck is that Finn Edwards has 4 foot. Finn Edwards probably doesn't like fighting enemies. So I thought, what are the odds of being able to just run my way through everything and maybe get a shotgun if I need to, like the, a Chicago typewriter. Seems fun. So, another thing that I've heard that is solo is very difficult, and a lot of people, they say when you're going to play solo, you want to play two-handed. I decided to not do that because I like the idea of one, it's very Lovecraftian to me, of one person leading an investigation and going around doing all they can to stop the monstrosities that are happening in this world. So Finn Edwards, who better than Finn Edwards, the bootlegger that just doesn't care. So what I did is, a lot of people recommend if you're going to play solo, also play on easy mode, but I looked at the easy chit list and I thought that was too easy. So I kind of made my own little chaos token pool. So there's going to be 1 + 1, 3 zeros, 3 -1s, 3 -2s, and 1 -3, as opposed to what easy is, which is 2 + 1s, 3 zeros, 3 -1s, and 2 -2s. So that should equal out to be the same of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, cool. Let's get rid of a -2. Apparently I'm bad at counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Boom. Look at that. So this will be my chaos token pool. And I'm going to be following easy mode for the rest of the game. For everything else, if it asks about difficulty, I'm going to do easy mode. But I just thought that chaos token pool was a bit too easy. So we're starting off with, we're doing the Dunwich Legacy, which I know is going to be a bit difficult, especially when I have to use my brain to fight the monsters that attack Dunwich. Because if you can't tell by Finn Edwards, he has one brain. Like, because he's human. He's not superhuman like all these other people who have multiple brains inside of their head. But we'll worry about them with that when we get there. We're just going to try to get there. So let me talk you through what we have. We have over here, we have my threat area, and over here, this is my threat area, as well as if I need to play any relevant items, I'm going to put them there. And then over here, this is the location map. Nice and simple. So let's start in. We're doing the extracurricular activity. We're doing this one first. I'm not going to read the setup and all that, but I am going to read the stuff on this information. I think we have everything set up properly here. I might want to do this in my phone app, but I'm going to worry about that when the recording's done. So, Quiet Halls. You arrived at Miskatonic University campus and searched Professor Warren Rice. Classes are over, and a mysterious silence hangs in the air over the quad. Professor Rice was last seen several hours ago by one of Armitage's students in the Humanities building. I need 3 clues. 7 doom for this to go forward. I have my indebted, so I'm going to start with only 3 resources. I'm now going to move indebted to the side because you don't need to see that. Let's draw our opening hand, shall we? 5 cards. We're looking at Leo DeLuca. Emergency Cash, Dario, I'm out of here, and Backstab. So I think I'm going to keep Leo DeLuca, Emergency Cash, and Backstab. And these other 2 cards I'm going to put to the side and mulligan. So we got another Backstab and Lone Wolf. I think that's a pretty good starting hand. So let's shuffle this up and get this show on the road. I think we start in the Miskatonic quad, but let's just make sure. Yeah, all right. We can resign. We can't find Rice anywhere. Might as well just leave. Might as well just give the heck up. So I'm hoping to use dice to represent everything. Green are going to be clue tokens. So you can see green over here. Purple is going to be doom. That's going to be meat damage, that's going to be brain damage, and these are resource tokens. Just for reference for this whole series. This is what I'm going to be hoping to do for this entire time. My strategy for my deck was literally just, hey, Finn has 4 feet. Let's see if he can get away without fighting anything this entire campaign, because that seems pretty cool. So we're going to see how this goes, because I know there's times where we're going to actually have to kill monsters, so that's a bit tricky. This I'm going to keep over here. You don't need to see that either. So let's just hope for the best. He has 4 book and 4 foot and 3 fight, so the only thing he's really shitty at is his brain. So I might take an additional action each turn, which can only be used to evade, and the star effect is +1 for each exhausted enemy you play. If you succeed by 2 or more, you may discover 1 clue at your location. So let's get the show on the road. So I think we're going to start with action number 1. We're going to play an emergency cache to go to 6 resources. I'm going to spend all 6 of those to play Leo DeLuca, because Leo is he's my big man, so he's very important. That'll put me down there. For my 3rd action, I'm going to gain a resource. And then for my 4th action, I think I'm going to play a Lone Wolf. I'm going to play Lone Wolf off camera because I don't think it's that important for you guys. Alright, we go to the enemy phase. There's no enemies in play. Upkeep phase, we're going to draw a card and gain a resource. So let's go over here. Draw a card. We got the Knuckle Duster, which can be a good way to fight some enemies. And let's draw an evil card after placing 1 Doom on here. Whoop. It's a Whippoorwill. This dumb bird's going to follow me around for a bit. Cool, so that's nice and simple. It's now top of the round. Lone Wolf will trigger and we'll gain a resource. Okay, so we just need some clues. So why don't we start in the Humanities building? Let's come over here. So at the end of turn, if you're in the Humanities building, you're going to have to discard the top X cards with the amount of horror on you. So we have 4. Let's go 4 to 3. We got the Skull, which is -1. If you fail, discard the top cards. We don't fail, so we're going to grab a clue and place that over here. So that was action number 2. Action number 3, we're going to investigate again. Hope for the best. -1 is the best, so we'll gain that other clue. Come over here. Action number 4 is going to be, so we moved here, investigated twice. We're going to move up here to the Orne Library. 3 clues here. You spend 1 additional action to investigate here. There's going to be 1 clue here. So in my mind, it's very important for us to investigate and get this clue, because I don't know how likely it is that we're going to be able to gain victory points and XP by defeating enemies. So, because once again, my game plan is run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the Finn Edwards man. And a turn, this enemy is going to come in here, and he's aloof, so he's just going to be floating around like the dumb little whippoorwill that he is. We're going to gain a resource, draw a card. We drew an I'm out of here, so that's okay. We're going to tick Doom up right here, draw an evil card. We have an Arcane Barrier right here, which is really tough when you're Finn Edwards. So our goal is to just beat this. So our goal is to just kill this Whippoorwill, grab that clue, get out of here, mill the top 5 cards of our deck, and not worry about that Arcane Barrier anymore. So action number 1, let's engage this Whippoorwill, because he has aloof. Action number 2, let's attack him. We're doing 3 to 2, so we're going to go 4 to 2. I'm going to commit this Knuckle Duster to it. So we're doing 4 to 2. -1, because I got the cult symbol, and I don't have 10 cards in my discard. So this Whippoorwill will take 1 damage, and it will die. So I suppose action number 3 and 4, we're going to investigate here 4 to 3. We got 0. We're going to grab that clue. Okay, so we are going to spend these clues to advance. You were unable to find Professor Rice, but one of the students you spoke with mentioned a strange man entering Rice's office. Unfortunately, the door leading to the faculty's office is locked at this late hour. The student says the head janitor, Jazz, might be able to let you in, if you can find him. Shuffle these together, and set aside Jazz Mulligan, this guy, into the encounter deck. Concerned for Professor Rice's safety, you seek out the head janitor who can let you into the locked sections of the campus. Spend 1 clue, discard the top 10 cards of the encounter deck. If you discard Jazz Mulligan, for any reason, resolve his revelation effect. When you take control of Jazz Mulligan, advance. So we just got to find our good old trusty janitor friend, Jazz Mulligan. Nice and simple. Right now, this playing on easy is very easy. I usually only play on standard, so this is very, very easy to me. I mean, like, there could be things that show up that really throw us for a loop, but only drawing 1 card a turn really helps. So now we're going to just put this at the bottom. Spent these clues. That was 3 clues per, right? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, end of turn. We're going to gain a resource. Draw a card. Boop. Emergency cache. Place a doom on this. Draw the top card. It's a locked door. Attach the location with the most clues and without a locked door. We're going to lock the Orne Library and just have this be a place that no one ever wants to go into. All right. Action number 1. We're going to move out of here. We're going to move to the Miskatonic Quad. We're going to test Brain 4. I'm not optimistic because there's actually no way for me to succeed. -2 will fail, and we will mill the top 5 cards of our deck. So 1, oh, that's the enemy deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we milled a Lucky, my other Leo DeLuca, a Stealth, my Caught Red-Handed, and my Unexpected Courage. So I'm just going to make sure that Revelation is only when a card is drawn and not discarded. Yeah. It says when drawn, so I think we're good. All right. Oh, I also gained 1 resource from my Lone Wolf. So that was action 1. Action 2, let's head down to the administration building. After the administration is revealed, put the set aside faculty offices. The knight is still young into play. And then turn, if you're in the administration building, discard the top card of your deck. There's 1 clue here. So that was 1, 2. Well, we might as well investigate. That's why we're here. 4 to 4 is a bit tricky, but let's hope for the best. -1 is not the best. Let's mulligan. We're going to do that again. 4 to 4. -1. All right. End of turn, we're going to gain a resource. Draw a card. We drew Pickpocketing. That's going to be good. We ended our turn here. Oh, so actually, we would discard Pickpocketing, and we draw Dario El Amin, which if we didn't have Leo, would be great. And a turn, Doom ticks up. Draw this. Choose one of the following. Each player must discard. I think we're going to get rid of assets. And we're going to discard Dario that we just picked up, because that is not a problem. Start of our turn, we'll gain a resource from this. As you see why we're going to be getting a lot of resources, that's why I want Dario. So getting a Charisma, especially in the Dunwich Legacy campaign, is so strong. Not to even mention the fact that allies are already incredibly strong. We're going to 4 to 4. -1 is not it. 4 to 4. I want this clue really bad. And I'm going to get it eventually. No, I'm not. 4 to 4. 0, that's a clue. We're going to spend it as our last action to discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, well, that's actually a pretty good discard. No Jazz, but we got rid of one of the Beyond the Veils, which isn't really a problem. 2 Ancient Evils and 2 of the Yithian Observers, which I actually wouldn't mind fighting right now. But what can you do, right? What can you do? Okay, end of turn. We're going to gain a resource and draw a card because there's no enemies in play. The card we drew was a Dumb Luck, which once again goes with my theory of that Finn Edwards can't fight him, so he might as well run. Advance this to 5, draw an evil card. It's Jazz Mulligan. Put Jazz into play at your location. Alright, that's actually a really good turn of events. So... let's try to parlay with Jazz. Gain a resource from Lone Wolf. And let's parlay. 4 to 3. +1. We'll take control of Jazz. Action number 2. Let's move into the faculty offices. Oh, when you take control, we'll advance. Sorry, we got to do this first. You convince Jazz that something strange is going on and that Professor Rice may be in danger. He doesn't trust you enough to hand you his keys, but he agrees to come with you. All of a sudden, you hear a crash coming from the science building and a student rushes towards you. "Help," he cries. "There's some kind of animal loose in the chem labs. I only barely caught a glimpse of it, but..." He shudders. "I think it's heading to the dorms. You've got to do something." If Alchemy Labs is not in play, put it into play. All right, we can do that. Right there. If you're on Agenda 1 or 2, spawn the set-aside experiment in the Alchemy Labs. That guy's a lot of health. 10 health. Remove the set-aside. All right. Campus safety. You only have moments to react. You could warn the students in the dormitories and escort them to safety, or continue your task of searching the faculty offices for Professor Rice. Or perhaps you could try to slay the beast that threatens the campus. Find and complete an objective on another encounter card. Okay, so now we have a choice. And there's a lot of choices. Okay. How on earth do we do this? So we have the option of going to talk to Professor Warren Rice, who increases my book, which can be beneficial, but we already have Leo DeLuca and Dario in our deck, so do we want that? Do we go to try to fight this monster? We're not exactly good at it. We're not exactly good at fighting. If I had some of the, what are they? The sneak attacks in my hand, I would definitely be down to try to just evade that guy and attack him. He's massive. We could probably evade him very easily. The only problem is he readies every turn. So I guess, like, because it's so early, we could move in, attack him. And then we can move in, evade him. So let's talk this through. So let's assume each turn we moved in, evaded him, attacked him, and moved out. That would be 1 attack a turn. We could tank some damage against him pretty easily. Our situation is pretty good. But then there's also the problem of... oh, I guess we also gain one of these. And there's also the problem of what if things go south, right? So maybe... I wish we drew that pickpocketing, because that would make this decision a lot easier. Because we could just evade and draw a card every turn and essentially get an additional action, which would be really great. We're on easy, so like the token pool is pretty beneficial. The only problem is attacking 4 to 4 is difficult. I don't know if I want Professor Warren Rice. And I don't know if I want to... Okay, so right now we're looking at... Maybe we just try to farm some victory. We do the dormitory one. Get the students. So action number 2, let's move into the faculty offices. After it was revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a humanoid enemy and spawn it here. Shuffle the encounter deck. Okay. Humanoid enemy. What do we got? I think there's only a few. There's these thralls and this wizard of Yog-Sothoth. So I think we're going to grab probably this thrall. Spawn it here. Cool, so he's going to spawn with me. There's 2 clues here. Making sure I'm doing all this right. Yeah, I think that experiment just sits there for the time being. So the downside is we shuffled 2 Ancient Evils back into here, and the 2 Yithians, which are kind of big. All right, so that was action number 2. Yeah, because we got Jazz. Action number 2, we moved in here. Free action. Let's evade this guy 4-2. Yeah, that'll be an evaded thrall right there. So that was 1, 2, 3. Let's investigate. Let's investigate 4-2. Oh, -3. That sucks. Hey, what can you do though, right? 4-2. -2. That'll get us a clue. End of the round. Enemy phase. This guy readies, but they won't attack me this turn. We'll draw a card and gain a resource. Oh, that's exciting. We got the smuggled goods card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doom will advance. We'll draw a card. It's a whippoorwill. This whippoorwill is just going to be floating around here. All right, action number 1. We're going to evade this guy 3-2. I think we're going to use this I'm out of here to go 5-2 just because I want to do it. This is my free evade for the round. 0. This guy will be evaded. We're going to try to grab this clued. I'm going to commit the smuggled goods, so we go 4-2. Just try to get this whippoorwill out of here, because if we get this and go. Okay. So there is 1 exhausted enemy, so we get +1. So we are on now 5-2. We discover 1 clue at our location, but there's only 1 there. So that could have been better another way. So that was free evade, grab this. We're going to move here for action number 2. Because we evaded for free, grabbed the clue. Action number 3, we're going to run to the student union, which we can't get to from here actually. So we're going to 3, 4. We're going to run up here. And we put in the dormitories right there. All right. Enemy phase. This hunter, this whippoorwill is going to chase after me. This person will ready. We will gain a resource and draw a card. We drew a think on your feet. Ooh, that could be really good. That could be very good. But first, let's advance this doom. The university is dead silent. The shadows coil about your feet as you walk, and you swear there is something following you with each step you take. Is it just your imagination, or is there really someone or something stalking you? Each investigator with 5 or more cards in their discard pile takes 1 horror. 10 or more, 2 horror. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we'll take 2 horror. We'll put that on me. Ouchie. If you've already completed the house always wins, otherwise advance agenda 2A. Dead of Night. Professor Rice's disappearance isn't the only thing missed at the university. You're unsure exactly what's going on, but you're starting to believe Armitage was right in asking for your help. Each investigator's maximum hand size is reduced by 3 while checking his or her hand during the upkeep phase. Draw our evil card. It's a Wizard of Yog-Sothoth. We're going to pay 1 resource to think on my feet. So play when an enemy would spawn at your location, immediately move to a connecting location. We're going to move in here. It is the dormitories. There are 3 clues here. Investigators may spend 3 clues per investigator as a group. If they do, R2. So Wizard of Yog-Sothoth is right there. Cool. I'm liking this I don't want to talk with anyone, so I'm not going to thing. Look at this sun on my shoulders. All right, action number 1, we're going to investigate. 4-1. -2, that's a clue. Number 2, 4-1. That's a clue. I guess we also gained 1 news from our lone wolf. Action number 3, 4-1. You know the drill. -1. We don't fail. We'll grab the clue. Action number 4. We're going to spend 3 clues to read resolution R2. You pull each of the dormitory's fire alarms and usher the students out of the building's north exit, hoping to make your way off campus. Many of the students are confused and exhausted, but you believe an attempt to explain the situation will do more harm than good. Minutes later, a terrible screech echoes across the campus, piercing and shrill. You tell the students to wait and head back to the dormitories to investigate. Oddly, you find no trace of the strange creature, a prospect that worries you more than it relieves you. You hurry to the faculty offices to find Professor Rice, but there's no sign of him anywhere. In your campaign log, record that Professor Warren Rice was kidnapped. In your campaign log, record that the students were rescued. Each investigator earns victory value X, where X is a number in the victory display. So we have 1, 2, 3. 3 experience. Cool. So we have 3. That's enough that we can do a little bit. There's some cards that are very important that I'm going to be adding, which will be in the next video. So easy mode, or easy 0.5, I'm calling it, even though it's really not that much easier. It's quite easy so far. We're going to see how this goes. Once again, I'm playing this also to have fun. I'm playing a solo series to play this Finn Edwards deck that's all about running away from things to have a good time. So I think that's the most important part in all this, that I'm having fun. So we'll see how it goes for the rest of this. I might make some modifications to make it a bit more difficult because a challenge is always fun. But I think also the fact that Finn Edwards has 1 brain is going to be a difficult challenge in and of itself. So we're going to see you in the next episode where we try to go gambling and see if the house always wins or if sometimes they lose when this adventure continues. And now I awkwardly do my segue and then press the stop recording button.